Maybe this is happening in your life right now. Maybe this is your sign from God. That's literally the tactic from the enemy that you're falling into. Not in the best way possible, to basically drown them in the Nile River. And that's not so pleasant. You need to open your eyes. I'm sorry, but you need to open your eyes. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie. It is so great to have you here and tuning into this episode 23. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that I really felt led to talk about in today's episode. But before I get started, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. And while you're at it, make sure to turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I post, because you never want to miss a new episode. So I have here, hold on, let me go ahead and grab it. Okay. I have here the Pentateuch, which is, if you don't know, it's just basically the first couple of books of the Bible. And for Christmas, I got like these stack of like books, and they're all the Bible, but they're in like separate like notebooks. So for example, some of it is like the New Testament. There's a book for the New Testament. There's a book for obviously the books of the first books of the Bible. There is poetry, history, and stuff like that. And they're journaling Bibles. And so anyways, I've been reading out of the Pentateuch, specifically in the book of Exodus, and I've been kind of reading the book of the story of Moses. And like obviously I know the story of Moses, I've read it before, but this time something really stood out to me that I felt like I should share with you guys. Also, I made a short on this for my Instagram account. So if you watch my short, then there's going to be like the longer version for that short that I would have put in that, but I can't fit into like 1 minute. And so yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. So let me give you a little bit of a recap of the story of Moses in the book of Exodus. We see that Pharaoh is threatened by the Israelites, and he's like, okay, they're going to multiply, and what if they like go to war against us? What if they join with our enemies and leave Egypt as a whole? And so because he was scared and because he became fearful of this, he decided that he would tell the midwives to kill every son that is born. But here we see that the midwives, it says in the Bible, that they feared the Lord. So they didn't do what Pharaoh said, but in fact they let the sons live. And later on, God blessed them and even gave them their own families. But still, Pharaoh was mad and upset. So he decided to tell his people to kill every single male. And not in the best way possible, to basically drown them in the Nile River. And that's not so pleasant. But the point is that he wanted to get rid of all the newborn sons. Okay, he wanted to get rid of every single one, because if they were alive, then the Israelites will be able to multiply, and that's not what he wanted. Here we see that Moses was born, and his mom didn't want him to die, and so in fact, she hid him. I believe she hid him for about 3 months, and then after, she made a little basket. You may know if you like have a baby, or if you have like some sort of like connection to a baby, then you know there's this thing called like the Moses basket, or like what's it called? I don't know. I'll put it on the bassinet, is that what it's called? I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. And she put him in that, and then she put him in the river, and lo and behold, we see that Pharaoh's daughter finds Moses in the bassinet. And so she felt bad for Moses and decided to, why not take care of him? And she named him Moses because she drew him out of the water. As we see that time passes and the Israelites are crying out to God because they are in slavery still. And I'm also skipping a couple details here, like the whole story of Moses, but I'm not really focusing on the rest of the story. I'm focusing on one specific part. They cry out to God because they want deliverance. They want to be freed from the Egyptians. And so God finally answers their call. One day God appears to Moses as a burning bush, and even though the bush was on fire, it was not consumed or burned in any way. And basically he tells them, hey, like, you are the person that are going to free the Israelites out of Egyptian captivity. And Moses, being him, he was like, yeah, no, you have the wrong person for this job. I'm not who you're looking for. I can't even speak properly. I'm slow to speech. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, you got the wrong person. But this is what God says in Exodus chapter 4, verse 11. And the Lord said to him, who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be your mouth, and I will teach you what you shall speak. And so Moses felt like he was inadequate. He felt like he wasn't the right person. He felt like, yeah, God, you better go find someone else, because who am I? I can't even speak. I have a speech problem. And how am I supposed to free the Israelites out of Egyptian captivity? Like, yeah, you probably made a mistake. But God honestly rebukes him and say, who made your mouth? Like, who has given the ability for humans to do all these things? And you're doubting that I can't move through you? I will give you the words to say. I will move through you, and you won't even have to worry about what you're going to say at all, because I have chosen you for a reason. And so fast forward, we see the story of the Israelites in the wilderness and everything that happened. But my point is for this episode is that Moses did not feel qualified. He did not feel like he was the right person. He did not feel like God made a sane choice. And he honestly felt like it was a mistake. And so maybe you're in this position right now where you know that God has called you to do something. He's called you to preach, or he's called you to not even be in ministry, but evangelize to other people. But you feel like you're not the right person. You feel like, you know what, God's going to send someone else. You feel like, oh, but I can't even do this because I don't even know what to say or where to start, or I have trouble speaking, or so on. Whatever the case may be, you have to understand that God has chosen you for a reason. Like, before you were born, he knew that he was going to set you apart for this specific time, for this reason. And so you think, oh no, God, like maybe someone else, but not me. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to even speak. How am I supposed to tell these people about you? How am I supposed to do this for you? I am not ready for this. Your flesh is going to tell you all these things. It's going to make you feel inadequate. It's going to make you feel like this is a mistake. It's going to make you feel anything that is not of God, the opposite of what God is telling you. And so I want you to realize that you are called for a reason, that you are called for a purpose. And if God called you, he's not going to just leave you high and dry. He's not going to just abandon you for you to not know what to even do. He calls you, yes, but he also equips you. God does not call if he does not equip. So he has called you, but he's also going to move through you. So there's no need to be worried. There's no need to be scared. There's no need to freak out saying, you know what, go find someone else. I'm not the person. Because God is going to equip you in that area. He's going to make you function in that anointing. Like, for example, God is not going to call you to business and not make you prosper. Or God is not going to call you to preach and not give you the words to say. Or not give you the ability to have a soul saved. God is not going to call you somewhere without preparing you or without giving you the things that you need in order to fulfill that calling. And so maybe this is happening in your life right now. Maybe this is your sign from God, that you clicked on this not even really knowing what I was going to say or what God had to say. But for some reason, it's exactly what you're going through right now in life, where God has spoken to you, but you're delaying the call, or you want someone else to do it. Listen, God has called you, but he doesn't want you to pass the baton to someone else. Because he is going to go find someone else if you don't do your job. But why not do the job that he's already given to you? Like, why not do what he has called you to do instead of leaving it to someone else? Because imagine if Moses said no. Imagine if he said no to freeing the Israelites out of captivity. That would have been foolish of him. Just because he was scared, just because he wasn't good at speaking, just because he had some sort of problem. No. So I want you to realize that delayed obedience is disobedience. So right now, where you're hesitating to step into that call, it's disobedience. Because God is telling you, hey, I need you to do this right now. And you're hesitating. You're like, no, I can't. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Don't be like that. Literally a tactic from the enemy to scare people, to make them feel like they're not the right person for the job, and just to basically put off that call aside, like to put it aside. That's literally the tactic from the enemy that you're falling into, because he knows that you're going to do great things for God. He knows that, okay, if they do this, these people are going to accept Christ, or this is going to happen, or this and this and that. And so he doesn't want you to actually believe that you're going to go places. And so he sows the seed of fear. He sows the fear of worry, of doubt. So that way you don't step into that calling. But will you step into that calling today? Because I know you don't feel ready. I know you don't feel like you're the right person. I know you feel like, no, God made a mistake. But let me tell you, no, he did not. Did God make a mistake when he chose Esther to help save the Jews? No. He appointed her for that time. It literally says that in the Bible. I was made for such a time as this. Do you think that it was a mistake that God called David to fight Goliath? No. Look who became king. Do you think that it was a mistake for Paul to get blinded and have that encounter with God and therefore lead a ton of people to Christ? No, it wasn't. And sure, they may have doubted themselves at first. Sure, they may have not felt. For example, Paul was a killer. He killed Christians. He may have not felt like the right person. And maybe you don't even feel like you're the right person for the job. But look at what he did. Look at what God did in his life and how many people he impacted. And so whatever the reason may be where you are doubting yourself, and maybe it's not just like a speech thing. Maybe it's not just like, oh, I don't know what to do or where to start. Maybe it's a thing that you're saying, oh, but I did this in the past, or I you don't know who I am. God literally chose sinners. Jesus literally chose sinners to be his disciples. And you think that God can't use you. I'm sorry. Oh, but Annie, it was different. No, it's not. It's literally not different. I don't think you understand. You need to open your eyes. I'm sorry, but you need to open your eyes. So anyways, I know this is kind of a quick episode, but I want you to realize the lie that you are believing and what God has prepared for you. Because what God has prepared for you is so much more better than to believe the lie instead. Because God is going to speak through you. Don't be scared. He's going to speak through you. He's going to give you the words to say. He's going to give you the strategy. He's going to give you the peace. He's going to give you all these things. But first, what you have to do is trust and believe in him. Because if you don't believe him, if you don't trust in him, and if you're doubting, then he can't move. Because you don't believe what he said he was going to do. So prove to him that you are capable. Prove to him that you are the right person for this job. Prove to him that, yes, you didn't make a mistake. You chose the right person because I am willing and I'm obedient. And see where God takes you. See what he does through you. And see how many people you are going to impact. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode. It has been so great to have you here and tuning in. I kind of started kind of quick today, but I kind of wanted just to get straight into the point because there's no need to kind of be yapping and stuff. So you're welcome. I saved you from a whole bunch of talking. But anyways, make sure to stay tuned for next week's episode. But until then, make sure to go ahead and check out my website, annaliz.com, for more information about all things ministry and my episodes. YouTube is going to suggest a little video here for you to watch, and you should totally go ahead and watch it because why not? But anyways, guys, I love you guys so much. Walk in the plan that God has for you. Do exactly what I said in this podcast, and you will see the great things that come from it. But anyways, have the most amazing day, you guys. Be blessed and be joyful. Annie signing off. Bye, you guys.